911, where's your emergency?
I need to get an ambulance.
Where are you?
I'm in Boulder.
Where in Boulder? Give me an address.
1080 14th Street.
1080 14th Street?
Yeah.
What's going on?
We got a guy who's passed out. He drank way too much, and we found him this morning.
Is he breathing?
I don't know. He's not waking up.
Every year on America's college campuses, 700,000 kids are injured as a result of alcohol abuse, and 1,700 kids die as a result of alcohol abuse. 22% of America's college students meet the medical diagnostic criteria for alcohol or drug abuse or addiction, which means we have a major public health problem on our nation's campuses.
And this is at 1080 14th, correct?
It is.
How old do you think he is?
Maybe 18, 19.
How do you know he was drinking?
I got back last night, and a bunch of them were all drinking.
Okay, so he's passed out inside the house?
No, inside.
Is there an apartment number?
No, it's just a fraternity.
Okay, is he on the floor, or?
He's on the floor.
A lot of times you drink to get drunk, but you can die from it. It's that serious. You can die.
How did we as adults, or even people who work with young people, where is it that we didn't give them the message?
I have seen students who get very scientific, try to make calculations about how much they can drink and what level they're going to have.
We're seeing an increase in binge drinking across the board with youth today.
And I've seen those same students wind up in the hospital with significant alcohol poisoning.
Where is it that we didn't say, if your friend is unconscious, you need to call 911?
You've got a small subset going crazy when they drink, and that subset is just going crazier and crazier.
Most kids come to college with pre-established drinking patterns.
This is 5 beers in 15 seconds, and are the 54 points you scored against.
When they get to college and are surrounded by thousands of peers, often these patterns really become out of control.
We've created a culture now where from the highest levels of government to parents, we're not preparing our kids to take responsibility for their actions.
I don't think parents are aware of what their kids are being asked to navigate, particularly when they go to college.
700,000 kids are injured.
Always take advantage of you. Scrapes with the legal system, somewhere between 16 and 23%.
How's it going, folks?
11% of people had unwanted sexual contact.
Yeah! Right here. This is fucking ass to fucking face. You come here.
1% had rapes reported or unreported. Assaults, 11%. All of those consequences of excess behavior have long-term consequences for the life chances of the college student.
If you were to go around a campus with some sort of problem detector that got louder as you get closer to the center of the problem, it would probably go crazy in fraternity houses.
You fuckers have any fucking respect for Hell Week? What do you mean my eyes are open?
In your average fraternity, on your average college campus, chapter presidents are 20 years old, are 19 years old, are under the age of 21, and they are the individuals specifically charged with managing a product that they legally cannot consume themselves.
Hazing may not be a big deal on any given college campus today, but if there's any form of hazing, the chances are that will continue to build.
Hey, give us more hot sauce. This kind of cold.
We're seeing some behaviors here that are making me think that the hazing is not to incorporate people totally into the group, but to use them more and more for cheap entertainment.
He's trying to take me away. I love this place.
And you can't tell if he's breathing or not?
It doesn't look like it.
You don't think what? It doesn't look like what?
It looks like he's breathing very much at all.
At all, or not very much?
Doesn't look like it at all.
One of the hardest things for me in thinking about Gordy is how easily it could have been avoided.
Chi Psi fraternity killed one of their pledges. There's a more politically correct way of saying that, but the reality is the Chi Psi's killed one of their pledges.
You're gonna go in groups of 3, and you have to be prepared, be on your feet, because they'll rip you apart.
They took their pledges up in the mountains, gave them a bunch of hard liquor and some wine and some beer, and said, "Don't come back till it's gone."
Once I was like, Gordy, Gordy, you're so fucked up right now. Like, I took a picture of him to show him the next day, how drunk he looked,
His eyes were rolling back in his head. He could not verbally communicate. And the brothers knew he was in trouble because they took him to the library and put him on a couch to, just sleep it off.
And he certainly didn't understand that if he did find himself in a position of harm from this circumstance, that his brothers would sit there and simply carry him to a couch and lay him on a couch.
It was at that point where, somebody, I don't know who it was, got out the Sharpie. It was one of those things, it's tradition,
If he had writing on the back of his calf, my guess was he had writing everywhere else besides his face.
Your last memory of your friend is coloring him in or writing penis on his face.
I think it was only when they found out that Gordy had passed away that the brothers felt horrible about what they had done. It certainly made their intentions in writing on his body look even worse than they had intended.
Not only did these guys not call for help for this kid, but they're somehow trying to clean him up.
So they did their best to erase those marks from his body unsuccessfully.
And so it first came in as this may be alcohol poisoning, and then it comes in unconscious, unresponsive, then maybe not breathing.
When the EMTs get there, he's already gone. He'd been in Boulder 3 weeks at that time.
There isn't a single commercial establishment in this country that if they served you alcohol and you collapsed in front of them would let you lay on that floor for 9 hours before making a decision to call 911. And that's the fraternity setting.
The reality is it wasn't the alcohol that killed him. He was hazed to death.
Definitely the hardest part is to think of him on that couch for hours with nobody helping him. The thing that makes me mad is that he was found on the floor face down. And somebody could have called for help and this wouldn't have happened.
All my cousins have their brothers and sisters and my friends, and I won't get to have that. I think that's the hardest part.
A mother losing a child can't do anything but feel like you've done a bad job. Your job is to protect your children. And I'll always feel a certain responsibility and a certain sense that I let him down. I let him down.
Are you ready to wake up?